It has been almost 50 years since I had probably the oddest Christmas possible. I was in the U.S. Navy on the U.S.S. Reasoner FF-1063. On December 18, 1977, I watched the San Diego Chargers lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers 10-9 due to a bad officiating call, then had to rush back to my ship. We had no idea what was going on, but everyone's Christmas leave was canceled, and we were ordered to report back to the ship by 6 p.m. When I got back to the ship, I noticed a large white container strapped to the helicopter landing deck, and there were unfamiliar sailors going in and out of the container. After getting dressed in my work dungarees, I was given orders to completely shut down the air search and surface search radars. A PA announcer told everyone to go inside the ship and secure all hatches. There was to be no light seen from outside the ship. Then the mooring lines were removed and we pulled away from the pier. A tug guided us out of the harbor. On the way, the captain came over the PA and announced that a Soviet fishing trawler was trying to spy on our cruise missile launches, and we were being sent to spy on them. It was cloudy with a new moon that night, so we were under the cover of complete darkness. We had all our outside communications turned off, and we were using radar jamming equipment, so we were able to get within a half mile of the trawler without them even knowing we were there. The white trailer turned out to be filled with communications technicians whose job is to break enemy codes. They spent all night breaking codes. When the first light of dawn came up over the horizon, the trawler saw us nearby and shut down all their communications, which included more than 150 antennas. But it was too late. Our CTs had broken every code that Soviets had. For the next 6 days, the Soviets played cat and mouse. They would speed away from us, and then, when we gave chase, they stopped. Or they turned and headed straight for us. Several times they got within a couple of 100 feet of us, close enough that we could see the faces of their sailors. Then they sped away again. Since Christmas was approaching, our crew collected presents for the Soviets and wrapped them in brightly colored paper. The gifts included snacks, cakes, American cigarettes, a fruit cake, American money, and a copy of the book Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. We put the gifts on a pallet and dropped it off in the ocean. The Soviets circled around the pallet for a couple of hours, then decided it was safe and took it aboard. An hour later, they returned the pallet loaded with gifts for us, including a bottle of vodka, a tin of salted herring, Soviet cigarettes, and some Soviet money. We thanked each other using our signal lights, then resumed the cat and mouse game. The CTs had been celebrating since that first night, since they had broken every code the Soviets had. Christmas morning, though, their elation took a dive. We received a message telling us to come back to port. The message came over our top secret cryptographic equipment. Without going into details, you could not even receive those messages unless you had a piece of the equipment, the circuit boards that had to be changed daily, and knowledge of the schedule of when to change the circuit boards. Unless you had all of those elements, you wouldn't even see the message. We received the message to return to port. 30 seconds later, the Soviet ship flashed us a message that said, "Merry Christmas, Reasoner. It's been fun." The CTs were devastated because they knew that the Soviets had also broken our codes as well. That was proven to be true 8 years later. On May 20, 1985, Navy Chief Warrant Officer John Walker was arrested for providing top-secret cryptographic equipment to the Soviets. He was convicted of spying for the Soviets from 1967 to 1985 and sentenced to life in prison. He passed away August 28, 2014. And that was the end of my most amazing Christmas ever. Thank you, and have a great day.